Okay, so the semester is winding down, but we did have a lesson on emphasis, and we started with the emphatic sentence structures. We began with it plus be plus a relative clause. The it plus be relative clause helps to place emphasis on the first part of the sentence. And one thing that I do want you to remember is that we talked about how emphatic sentence structures should not be used throughout an essay, but should only be used once or twice in an essay so that the emphatic statement um, reads as something that is important. So this is not emphatic. To pass a test, this class should study. Here's emphatic, emphasizing class. It is this class who must study to pass the test. Here's one thing to keep in mind too, is that short, direct statements are also emphatic. And so a sentence that reads, this class must study, in my mind at least, is just as emphatic as the above example. To emphasize someone's opinion, you can add a phrase such as according to, and the example that we used was, according to Halford, it is this class who must study to pass the test. Another sentence structure is a what clause plus be. Beginning with a what clause places emphasis on the second part of the sentence. It also sounds as though the writer or speaker is responding or anticipating to a question, and there is a question word in it, right? Which is what? This class should have lots of fun. Changes to what we need to do is to have a lot of fun. Again, I would really strongly suggest that the what clause plus be sentence structure should only be used maybe once in an essay. There are emphatic inversions. This form of emphasis is almost always to make a negative point, and you have your base sentence of, there has never been such a wild time in American politics. You would begin with never, right, to do the inversion. To emphasize the negative nature of the situation, you can put a word like never at the beginning. And this is almost inverted. There's a little trick that we learned in class. Never there has been such a wild time in American politics. However, you need to change there has to has there been. The modal verb has to be moved from normal word order. So here's the fully inverted example. Never has there been such a wild time in American politics. And we practiced this one in class too. Here are some emphatic adverbs, especially, essentially, even, in particular, actually, indeed, in fact. Absolutely, categorically, clearly, obviously, undeniably, and invariably. So we practice using these words in sentences for an argument. Dogs are categorically better than cats. Actually, cats are better than dogs, and I absolutely disagree with you. Finally, we finish with a few emphatic expressions, which include it is clear that, or it is obvious that, and there is, or was, or can be no doubt that. So I hope that that's a helpful reminder for what we covered in class, and you can email me or talk to me during my office hours if you have any questions about emphasis.